Hey everybody, One-A-Weasem here. It is Saturday, I believe the 13th of December 2014. Made a road trip today. Checked out some Amiibo and Skylander stock at a couple different GameStops and Walmarts. Found one thing I needed. We will cover that later in the night. But what I want to do right now is cover something I've wanted to do for a long time. I've teased, I think, both of these. I know one of them, but the other one I've had planned since I saw the character at E3. I thought it would be a very nice follow-up to what I've done in that series. And what we're going to do, this is going to be my custom Skylander number 11, if you will. And the candidate was Chopper. Chopper to me looked really, really cool. And my thoughts were when I first saw him, was like, man, he'd kind of take some paint pretty well. So naturally, at launch I picked it up. I've had two Choppers literally since launch day, so been waiting a long time for this. Long story short, I was brushing my teeth last night at about, I don't know, 4 in the morning, and somehow I wound up starting to paint the guy. And I don't know why, but I did, and then I kind of thought, oh, you know, I've started, I don't really want to stop. And so I didn't. And then I got to a point where I was like, man, I kind of need to let some of this paint dry. What do I do to pass the time? And I wound up doing another one. So you'll see number 12 shortly after. I may give it a couple of days. I don't want to overload people with this stuff. But I've got a lot of trap team stuff going. It's all kind of been behind the scenes right now, a lot of research and documentation, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to work pretty hard on that tonight as well. But this is Chopper. He is, of course, a trap team Newlander from the Tech Elements. You can tell, of course, by the base right there. And he's a little dinosaur. He's kind of like a, I don't know, a little more lovable, aggressive Drobots, if you will. So very fun, very interesting pose, and like I said, I thought it would take well. So what I did, if you followed along with my customs, of course, Terrafin's one of my favorite characters, came in, and I believe this was the first one I did. It was a legendary blue metallic Terrafin. So to me, that looks way better than the current legendary colors, which are kind of like a navy, really dark blue, and a gold, which again, 99% of the time I'm not a fan of gold. This is one of my personal favorites. Because a lot of the Series 2s, particularly from Giants, are actually some of my favorite poses, but that kind of followed suit there. So what I'm getting at is I thought, you know, my initial idea was to kind of paint him like a, not like a dark green, but kind of like a I was going to call it Dino-Might Green. And the problem is I have a very hard time finding the paint that matches up with what I envision in my head. Sometimes I can mix it up myself and make it look decent, sometimes I can't. And the problem I ran into is I went ahead and tested this other theory, and it turned out to look pretty good. So what I did is we took this guy right here, Chopper, unboxed his other character. That's how I kind of told him apart. So he's going to fly out here, and this guy is going to fly into the frame. This is what I am dubbing Legendary Chopper. It's technically a legendary blue metallic, or a, you know, one of Wisdom legendary, if you will. This is totally custom. It's not a real Skylander you need to go out and hunt for, anything stupid or crazy like that. Nothing you need to go plunk down money for. If you want one of these, pay the retail price of $9.99 and paint it yourself. And the paint will set you back all of about $3. So that said, I think it turned out pretty well. He took very nicely. Of course, he already had, you know, like the billet silver in place, if you will. Didn't have to do much there. But main thing was just an overall color change. Obviously, we went kind of... The more I've looked at that, I always thought, you know, man, he should have been like a Dino-Might Green, you know, from the factory. And it's kind of grown on me. It's almost like a Raptor Brown. That's kind of what I've started dubbing that color. But this looks really good. Now, the eyes... There's something that I wanted to paint. I was thinking maybe like green and keeping the black. Problem is, I don't have a lot of greens I'm comfortable with. I don't want like the Sublime Acid Bomb green. I don't want like the shimmering metallic green. The really dark I thought might look okay. But for some reason, the yellow has a really high gloss to it, and it just kind of makes the black pop. So I've currently left it like that. I don't think it looks horrible. It's actually a really nice contrast. I mean, this side you kind of get like a more full frontal view of it. From this side, though, it's got the, you know, the eye in the corner. It's very aggressive. Looks slightly better, I think, than that one. But like I said, my biggest problem, I just wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do with the colors. I have considered also kind of like a almost like a guitar color, like a Lake Placid blue. It would be a little bit lighter, kind of more of like a sky blue for the eye, so I may play around with that at some point in time. But that, of course, is the main thing that we changed. If you note on Chopper, this is a really subtle detail, not a lot of people notice, but like the little gyro chopper, it's actually kind of like a harness around him. You can see it right there, the kind of like leather brown between his arms. And then it's also strapped right there under the tail. So my thoughts were, you know, initially I thought, man, I could just paint that blue and kind of wash it out. And I wanted it to stay true to form, so what I did is I painted it silver. Kind of gives it like a collared effect there. You can see how nice the red and white contrast with the legendary blue. But did the same thing on the back side there. So that kind of keeps it in proportion. And then, of course, right there at the base sort of the tower with the missile turrets, I went ahead and I made that silver as well. On this figure, it's the same kind of like a leather brown color. You can kind of see it right there before the black. The one thing that I thought they should have done on this figure that they didn't do, also actually like a moving prop would be really hilarious. That's another story, another day. It's actually not a bad idea. But and that's not good for the factory to do, because then it would break and people would complain. But that would be just over the top. But what I thought they could have done is just like make the missiles detail a little bit more. A lot of people that probably look at this guy, they probably don't even realize those are missiles. You'd have to be like really into the character, or just, you know, pay a little bit more attention. So what I did, I treated them to the same silver. There we go. And the problem is I'm going to hit this with a couple more coats. I have a really hard time finding reds I like as well. The reds just do not do it for me. I'm used to kind of like automotive paint, where you get a lot of metal flake, a lot of pop, sparkle. It's like a real deep red hues. For whatever reason, every batch of red paint I've had, in terms of like painting the Skylanders, has kind of disappointed me. So eventually, and it runs really bad. The majority of the paints do not. The red, for whatever reason, is like really watery. It's the exact same kind of paint. I haven't quite figured it out. But that will eventually get to be a little bit more of a red color. I'd actually love to just match the props, the blades right here. I think that would be really cool. If I could find that color of red that would actually take to plastic, I'd be a pretty happy guy. But that'll darken up with the red, so kind of keep that in mind. But again, on the eyes, I'm still kind of undecided. I don't think it looks horrible like this. I just question if like an emerald green, or possibly kind of like I said, kind of like a metallic-y sky blue might just pop as well and kind of blend a little better. But definitely going to leave the mouth red. Again, that's a great contrast, especially with the white teeth. Base is unchanged. I don't feel the need to do anything to it. He looks pretty good on the gears. But what else? The red, as soon as I get done, this color of red right here is probably what you're going to see on the missile. It just takes a lot of coats with that red. And then, of course, since it runs really bad, you kind of have to pace yourself. It's not something you can just, like, you know, slam out really fast. So that's it. This is Legendary Chopper. Again, got these guys, I'm going to obviously, they'll be upgraded very soon, so you can look for that. One guy will go down one path, the other will go down the other. And probably going to come in, rename him in the game if I can get it to fit. If not, he'll be like L Chopper or something like that. So standard right here in my left hand, and then of course my custom Legendary Chopper in the right hand. So again, this is custom number 11. It's been a while. It's been planned for a really long time. Just the other day I released Save Your Stump Smash. I've had him done since August, and again, it's another Series 2 pose, which again, those are some of the best in my opinion. But if you didn't see that video, YouTube has done a deal now where when I release a video, it won't actually appear at the front. It like just keeps it in place as if it was released in August, and that kind of sucks for some people that don't like maybe follow me on social media. But this is Save Your Stump Smash. Again, if you missed this, take the playlist, take the links here to my personal site, oneofweezem.com, or the Skylander Club. You can kind of check him out. But again, Legendary Chopper. I might, if I ever find a green, that I feel makes the cut for what I want to do. I do think I might come in and do like a Dino-Might chopper. Probably give that one to my nephew. But that's it. This is Legendary Chopper. Hopefully you enjoyed. Again, I've got another one coming up. You can probably guess who it is. That reminds me, Chase McCain is hidden. If you found him, feel free to post up. That's it. Thanks so much for watching. Again, I hope you like Legendary Chopper as much as I do. If you've got any ideas on the eyes, let me know. I'm probably going to leave it like this, but should I ever find that emerald green or kind of like Lake Placid metallic, I may go for it, so we'll see what happens there. If I make any significant changes, I'll make an update video for you. But for now, this is Legendary Chopper. So, personal site again, oneofwisdom.com. If you enjoy this type of thing, if you're hardcore in the Skylanders, if you do customs yourself, I invite you to check out the Skylander Club. You can find it at skylanderclub.com. I actually built a section dedicated to your customs. Whether you're coming in and just repainting them, if you spray bomb them gold or pink, if you sprinkle glitter on them, if you come in and you actually modify them and make them have movable limbs or something like that. Whatever it may be, I have got a section on the Skylander Club forum dedicated to your custom Skylanders. A lot of people have put up some cool stuff. Ranges from simple repaints kind of like this to a little bit more elaborate stuff. Ryan's Island tends to take a drill to everything, so if that interests you, be sure to check it out. And again, it's right there at the top, your customs on the Skylander Club forum. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. Once again, thanks for watching, and for myself and Legendary Chopper, we will catch you back here next time.